Today we are going to solve this problem. The problem is you have to prepare the contract account, contractee account, and you have to show the balance sheet also, the basic information which is related to the contract, how it will appear in the contract account. Okay. This is the problem. The Indian Construction Company Limited has undertaken a construction of a bridge, okay, of a bridge over the river Yamuna for a corporation. The value of the contract is rupees 15 lakhs. So this 15 lakhs is nothing but this is the total contract price. This total contract price will be used for the purpose of subcalculation. It's subject to retention 20% until 1 year after certified completion of the contract. It means 20% they will retain the amount. This 20% will be settled after the completion only. This is their condition. Whatever it is, for you, the 20% is nothing but retention ratio. And what is the cash ratio? The remaining, that is 100 minus 20, 80% is the cash ratio. Okay. And the final approval for the corporation's engineer. So the following are the details are shown in the books on 30th June 2015. So it's some informations are given. Labor on site. So you know very well this will come in the debit side of the contract account. Then material direct to site. This is material sent to site. This also will come in the debit side of the contract account. Then material from stores. This is also material which are used for this contract and received from the stores. This will also come in the debit side of the contract. Next is hire and use of plant. This is nothing but hire charges. See, some people will be buying the plant, some will be taking hire. Okay. So this is hire charges of the plant and the amount is 12,100. So this will also come in the debit side of the contract account. Next, direct expenses. So this direct expenses also comes under the contract account debit side. Next, general overhead allocated to the contract. This is the expenses which are related to this particular contract. This will also come in the debit side of the contract account. This is the next item is material on hand. That is closing balance of the material. So the closing balance of the material will come in two places. One, it will appear in the contract account credit side. Another one, it will appear in the balance sheet asset side. Next, wages accrued. This is the outstanding wages. Okay, so outstanding wages will come in the two places. One will come in the contract account debit side as outstanding expenses, and another one as a liability. It will come in the balance sheet liability side. Next, direct expenses accrued. This is also outstanding expenses. So this outstanding expenses will come in the contract account debit side as well as it will come in the balance sheet liability side. Next, work not yet certified. This is work not certified, which will come under the category of work in progress, and it will be shown in two places. One in the contract account credit side, another one in the balance sheet asset side. Next, amount certified by the corporation's engineer. This is nothing but work certified. Okay, so this is work certified. So this also will come in two places. One in contract account credit side, another one in the balance sheet asset side. And this will come under the category of work in progress. And then cash received on account. This is nothing but cash received from the contracting. This will not come in any place that is in the contract account. This will be used for, one is for the purpose of calculating P&L account. Another one, this will be shown in the balance sheet asset side. When you are showing work in progress, you will be taking the work certified plus work not certified. From that, you have to deduct this cash received. So this will come in one place, it is balance sheet. Another place, this will be taken for the calculation purpose. Okay, shall we go to the problem? Yes. Okay, so the heading is so once again, when I am doing the problem, I'll explain all the items when I'm entering. Okay. Contract account. Before that, I wanted to add one more item, that is in the books of contractor. Okay. So contract account. So in the books of contractor, so here the contractor name is given, that is Indian Construction Company Limited. So I'm not going to use the word contractor as there is a name of the construction is given. So Indian Construction Company Limited contract account for the year ended 30th June 2015, for the year ended 30th June 2015. Okay. Now this is the contract account. Already I am having the format. So it's ready. You can also be ready with the format. Okay. Now, so I'm going to take the items, whatever already I have explained you, what all the items will come in the debit side. So all the expenses which are related to the contract account, we are going to write. Generally, we will write first item as a material. So here if you take, I have two types of materials are given. That is, one is material direct to site, another one is material from stores. So both I am going to write in the debit side. So materials direct to site. This is nothing but directly they have purchased. So 4,20,000. Okay. So direct to site. Next is material from stores. So this also I am going to write to material from stores. I am using the same words whatever given in the problem. So how much it is? 81,200. So 81,200. Next is I am going to write the labor. So to labor on site. It is not one site, it is on site. Labor on site. There is a spelling mistake in the problem. Labor on site. So the amount is 4,05,000. Okay. I hope everybody is following. Next, see, hire and use of plant. This is nothing but higher charges of the plant. So in this problem, they have not purchased the plant, just they are taking for hire, because maybe this may be a short term or the plan may not be like required more. So they have taken hire. Hire and use of plant. So both they have taken, hire and use, both they have taken. So you no need to calculate any opening balance or closing balance, directly it is given. Next is direct expenses. Okay. Direct expenses. So direct expenses are given 23,000. Next is general overhead allocated. So general overhead. I am using short form, overhead allocated. So you can ask this question, why it is given allocated to the contractor. You know very well, general overhead means it is general expenses which you cannot categorize. So some expenses which are common to many contracts. Say for example, I am having a supervisor. That supervisor will be supervising all the contracts. So he will be going to this side, again he will be going to other side, again he will be going to other side, like that. So many expenses are there. Those expenses are common to all the contracts. So that time they will take all the common expenses and that will be divided according to the contract. Suppose I am having 3 contracts, I will take all the general expenses divided by 3. That amount will be allocated to each account. So this is called as allocated to this particular contract. That means any expenses which are common for more than one contract, then the total will be taken and the total will be allocated according to the contract size and the time. Based on the size and based on the time consumed by that particular contractor, it will be allocated. So that's why it is called as general overhead allocated to this contract. Only to this contract it is given. Okay. So it's already they have calculated only for this contract how much it is. So there is the amount is 37,100. Okay. Any doubt? I think so. It's clear. So all the general expenses. Next is material on hand. This is nothing but closing balance of material, and you know very well closing balance will come in the credit side. So buy material and I'm writing closing balance. Okay. How much is the closing balance? The closing balance is 6,300. Okay. 6,300. Okay. Next is, what is the next item? Wages accrued. So wages accrued is how much? This is also in closing balance, but still it is a outstanding wages. So I'm going to write the outstanding wages in the debit side. So wages accrued, as this is the expenses and which is related to this particular year. So you're going to show in the debit side of the contract account. Okay. Next is two direct expenses accrued. How much is the direct expenses accrued? 1,600. Okay, 1,600. Next is what? Work not certified. So you know very well. Next, work not certified will come under the category of work in progress, and the work in progress will be shown in the credit side of the contract account. Okay. So we are going to write the work in progress. Work in progress. Underline this. And under this first item, we will be writing work certified. So we'll see that next line it may come. But I have work not certified. So they may use the word work not certified, work yet to certified, work uncertified. So they may use any word, but all are same. Okay, so the work not yet certified is 16,500. Next is amount certified. This is nothing but work certified. How much is the amount? The amount of work certified is 11 lakhs. Okay, so 11 lakhs are given. Next, after this, what is the item? Cash receipt. So cash receipt will not come here. So we are going to close this. Okay, so for that, you are going to check the total. Which side you are having more total, whether it is credit side or debit side. So if you take roughly, the credit side total is coming more. So how much it is coming? The total of credit side is 11 lakhs 22,800. Am I right? Kindly check whether is it correct or not. Yes. The credit side total is 11 lakh 22,800. The same total I am writing in the debit side, and the difference is called as to notional profit. Okay. So how much is the notional profit? This is nothing but balancing figure. Okay. How much is the notional profit? It is coming 1,35,000. Kindly check whether it is correct or not. Okay. 1,35,000. This is the balancing figure. Okay. After this, we have to segregate this notional profit into two. That is, one is P&L account, another one is reserve. So the entire profit cannot be considered as profit because this contract is not completed. So once it is completed, then only the profit can be considered as profit. So till that, we cannot consider the entire the profit as profit. So you're giving name as notional profit. And out of this, a certain percentage you can transfer to P&L account, and remaining you can transfer to reserve. That too, this reserve belongs to only this contract, and this reserve cannot be considered as a normal reserve which you can show in the liability side. Okay. So what we are going to do? We are going to transfer this notional profit in the opposite side, that is credit side. So here I am going to write by notional profit. Okay. Notional profit. Now you are going to segregate this into P&L and the reserve. So for that, what we have to do? We are going to do the workings. Okay. So what is the working? The workings are first workings. Okay. First, you should know what is the percentage of work certified. Okay. So because then only we can decide which slab it will be coming. How to calculate work certified? Percentage of work certified. So the formula equal to work certified divided by contract price into 100. Okay. So how much is the work certified? The work certified is 11 lakhs divided by the contract price. How much is the contract price? I think it is given in the first line. This 15 lakhs is called as contract price. So I am bringing that. Take 15 lakhs into 100. So how much it is coming? How much it is coming? It is coming 70 73.33 percentage. Okay, so 73.33 percentage. Now decide the slab. What is the slab? First slab will be less than 25 percentage. No, it is 73 percentage. Second slab is 25 to less than 50 percentage. No, it is not coming in the second slab. Then third slab. Third slab will be starting from 50 percentage to less than 90 percentage. So this falls under third slab. Okay. So third slab, what is the formula? Amount to be transferred to P&L account equal to amount transferable to amount transferred to P&L account equal to, what is the formula? Notional profit into 2 by 3. This is fixed 2 by 3. According to second slab, it will be 2 by 3 into contract into cash received divided by work certified, or you can take percentage of cash ratio. So in this problem, the percentage of cash ratio we can calculate. I told you retention is 20% means remaining is called as cash ratio. So you can use the cash ratio 80%. Okay, again I am repeating, instead of 80%, you can use other method also. What is that? That is cash received divided by work certified. Both are same only. Okay, so here I can use either cash ratio or you can use other formula. That is, what is the other formula? Same thing I am going to use. Other formula is same thing I can use, or what is the formula you can use? Instead of cash ratio, you can use cash received divided by work certified. Both are same. You can use any method. So I think as there is a cash ratio, I'm going to use this formula. It is easy for me. Okay. So what is the formula then? I'm going to use okay, what is the formula I'm going to use? Notional profit, that is 1,35,000 into 2 by 3 into what is the cash ratio? 80%. Okay, so if you calculate how much it is coming, the amount to be transferred to P&L account is 72,000. Is there any doubt in this case? I hope everybody is clear. Okay, again I'm repeating, if you use this formula, you will be getting the same answer. You can use this or this. It's your wish. So amount to be transferred to P&L account is how much? 72,000. So I'm going to write in this debit side to P&L account is 72,000. So what is the remaining? That is, you balance it, you will get the remaining as reserve. So 1,35,000 and the balance will be called as to reserve account. How much balance it? It is coming 63,000. Okay. So this is nothing but balancing figure which is transferable to the next year. In the contract account only you have to transfer this to next year. This is balancing figure. Okay. So balancing figure. Okay. Again I am repeating. First you should calculate the percentage of work certified. For that, take work certified divided by contract price into 100. So here the work certified is 11 lakhs and the contract price is, which is given in the first line, that is 15 lakhs. So multiply by 100, it is coming 73.33%. Okay, based on this you are going to decide under which slab you are going to use the formula. So this is coming under third slab. So third slab means amount to be transferred to P&L account equal to notional profit into 2 by 3 into cash ratio. Or instead of cash ratio, you can use cash received divided by work certified. It's your wish. Both will be giving same answer. Okay. So now notional profit is 1,35,000 into 2 by 3 into, I'm using cash ratio. The cash ratio is 80%. How did you get? See, the retention ratio is 20. So this is subject to retention 20%. Retention is 20% means they are going to retain 20% and remaining 80% will be given. So that 80% is called as cash ratio, which is given clearly. Retention is 20. That means remaining is called as cash ratio. So cash ratio is 80%. Okay. So this is done. Now this, based on this, you have calculated the P&L account is coming 72,000. Write the 72,000 in the debit side to P&L account. Then balance it. Write 1,35,000 in the credit side. Same you write in the debit side and balance it. The balancing figure should be transferred to reserve account. Okay. So that's all. The contract account is over. But the problem is not over here because they ask you to prepare contractee account and also the balance sheet. Okay. So we are going to prepare the contractee account. Okay. So I'm going to copy the same thing. It will be easy for me. Here I'm going to write contractee account for the year ended 30th June 2015. So all these items I'm going to select it. Okay. So only 2 or 3 lines is enough for this account. Okay. So I hope you know very well. What will come in the contractee account? So I'll repeat the format. Contractee account. First, you should check is there any balancing, opening balance is there. If opening balance is given, that you have to write in the credit side. But in this problem, there is no opening balance, so I'm not going to write any opening balance in the credit side. Okay, next, you have to see that if you have received any cash, the cash should come in the credit side of the contractee account. I think in this problem, the cash is received on account, that is 8,80,000. So if any amount is received, that should be coming in the credit side. So write by cash account. How much is the cash? 8,80,000. So that's all, nothing else. There is no opening balance and all. So I'm going to balance it. So 8,80,000. Okay, write the balance in the debit side. So to balance carry down, the entire amount will become closing balance. And this is nothing but balancing figure. Okay, very important is this you should transfer to the next year. Write with the same amount here. And very important, this should be transferred to the next year also. Okay. I'm just writing this line. Okay. Now the balance should be transferred to the next year, that is 2000 July 2015, and write by balance brought down 8,80,000. When you are preparing next year's, then that time you have to write this balance in the credit side as a first item. Okay, so contractee account is over. Next is balance sheet. So we are going to prepare the balance sheet. Okay, for the balance sheet, you know very well. We have to, I'm going to take the same format. It is easy for me to do this. Balance sheet as on 30th June 2015. So 30th June 2015. So what is the 30th June 2015? So I'm going to write the information over here. So you know very well, this is liability side. So I'm writing liabilities and assets. Okay, liabilities and assets. So in the liability side, as you know very well, first item will be all the capital and all. But in this problem, there is no capital, no informations are given. So what you are going to do, the information which are in the contract account, whatever is there in the contract account, whichever is applicable to show in the balance sheet, we are going to show. So this and all will not come in the balance sheet. Okay. So material will not come, material from stores will not come, labor will not come, hire and use of plant will not come, direct expenses will not come, general overhead will not come, but wages accrued and direct expenses, these two items will be shown in the balance sheet liability side. So I'm going to show wages accrued, that is 7,800. So write in the liability side as it is outstanding, it's a liability. So wages accrued 7,800. Not only that, you have direct expenses also. This is also accrued expenses. We are going to show in the liability side. Okay, direct expenses accrued. Okay, how much it is? Direct expenses accrued is 1,600. 1,600. Okay, not only that, here the P&L account we can show as a P&L, that is profit transferred to P&L account. So that also I will be showing. Okay, so profit and loss account, P&L account, as it is a profit, I am showing the liability side. Suppose if it is a loss, that should be shown in the asset side. So how much you have to take? Only 72,000, not the notional profit. Okay, so 72,000. Okay, that's all in the liability side. Let me check from this side. So material closing balance will be shown in the balance sheet asset side. So asset side material, this is nothing but closing balance of the material. Okay, so how much is the closing balance of the material? This is 6,300. 6,300. Okay. Not only this, you have work in progress also. That also we have to show as a closing balance in the asset side. So work in progress. Okay. I'm taking this. I'm going to underline this because there is adjustments and all is there. So work in progress. Work in progress. Under this, work certified. Work certified. So how much is the amount of work certified? I think 11 lakhs. Okay. Next is work not certified. How much is the work not certified? That is 16,500. Okay. 16,500. Okay. So take this. Write the total in the inner column only. Okay. Write the total in the inner column only. How much it is coming? The total is 11 lakhs 16,500. Okay. What is next term? Next thing is you are going to less the two items. One is reserve, another one is cash received. So reserve, how much is the reserve? You can minus first cash received, then reserve, no problem at all. So 63,000. So 63,000 is the amount I am going to deduct. 63,000. So how much it is coming? Underline this. Write the amount remaining in the same inner column only. The amount is coming. Somebody please tell me that. So how much it is coming? 10 lakhs 53,500. Is there any doubt? No. Okay. Next, you are going to deduct the less cash received. Why we are going to do all these things? Because the work certified, work in progress, everything work certified, work notified, these all are including the profit. But whenever you are showing in the balance sheet as a closing balance, you have to show only in the cost price. That's why you are deducting the reserve and the profit you have to deduct. Instead, you have showed in the liability side. Both will have the same effect. Okay. And also again, this work in progress, you have received some cash. So that cash also you are going to minus. Remaining only you can show it as a closing balance of work in progress in the outer column. So cash received. How much is the cash received? The cash received is 8,80,000. So 8,80,000 minus it So now what is the remaining balance? Okay, morning. Okay, underline that and write the remaining balance in the outer column. That is 1,73,000 is the actual worth of this work in progress as in your as a closing balance you can show it. Okay, again I'm repeating, always the material, whatever it is, the closing balance of the material or whatever it is, it should be shown in the balance sheet in the cost price only. That's why you are deducting this reserve and the P&L account. The P&L account, instead of deducting, you are showing the liability side. Both are same effect only. And cash against this work in progress, you have received the cash, so I am going to deduct this also. Remaining is the closing balance of work in progress. Okay, that's all. And we are not going to balance this, just we are going to close this balance sheet as it is. So you should not close, you should not balance it. It will never tally as this is an incomplete balance sheet and you don't have the other information such as capital, machinery, other details of the assets, liabilities and all. Okay, so that's all this problem is